Reverend Jim Yanagihara. Was born here in San Diego, grew up in San Diego. Went to camp during the war. And then after the war, came back, well, went to Utah and then came back to San Diego and graduated San Diego High. And the Korean War started 2 weeks later. And, February of '51, I joined the Army, went to basic training at Camp Roberts, and after 2 months of medical school, went to Korea. Was with the 7th Division Medical Battalion. When I was in basic training at Camp Roberts, the first day out there, waiting for the evening chow, and the sergeant looked at me and he said, "You don't look good." So he called the medic. The medic came over and looked at me, took my temperature, and he says, "Lift your blouse." So I pulled it all up and says, oh my gosh, it was measles. And while I was in the hospital, some general had come to the base. Somebody said, "Yeah, he's making the rounds in the hospital." I said, "Well, he's not going to come to our ward with all measles." And a sergeant came in and hollered attention, and we jumped out of our bunks and stood by the foot of the bed at attention, and the general came in. When he walked by me, he stopped and looked at me. He says, "Are you an Issei?" And I said, "Yes, sir." "You about ready to get out of the hospital?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm supposed to go home tomorrow, go back to the company tomorrow." "Well, good luck, soldier." And he moved on. Here he was, General Mark Clark, the commanding officer of the 442 during World War II, and how he remembered us Asians. I thought it was pretty neat. The only time I got to talk to a general. But we left Sasebo, Japan, on a troop ship, the USS Black, a Victory ship. As we were nearing the West Coast, I woke up in the morning and said, "We'll be landing this afternoon." And we looked out, looked east, and there we saw, and as the fog was lifting, we saw the Golden Gate Bridge, and we're home. As we landed, not like World War II guys, nobody was there to greet us home. The only one there was the U.S. Army band and the Red Cross to give us orange juice. That was all. Nobody else was there to welcome us home. But that's okay. I got home.